this period of lockdown, we all are sitting at our homes as per the directions given by our government due to coronavirus. Sitting at home is not an easy task. Hence, I thought of coming before my students on YouTube channel where I can share the knowledge about my subject, information technology. Not wasting much time, let us understand chapter 3 of standard 11th IT subject, impressive web designing. Chapter 3, impressive web designing. Let's have an introduction. Online resources, what we have with what we see, what we get around to work with, are all have become the part of our day-to-day life. The internet is a powerful media to transit information. We all are in the information age. We want information to be transmitted, information to be sent, message to be delivered as early as possible. The page of information displayed on the internet is also one of the medium through which we get the information. And these pages, what we see on the internet, are referred to as web pages. The standards and formats for presenting the text and graphics on the internet are developed and approved by Internet Governing Authorities, which is said to be WWW, World Wide Web. The page of information displayed on internet, which are referred to as web pages, are having an attractive presentation in itself, and the growing demand of these attractive presentation of information give rise for developing, making a good web pages, and ultimately a combination of the web pages makes a good website. What is WWW? WWW is a governing body, a worldwide web governing body for all the internet websites. How does it work? Working of WWW is what we are going to understand through this slide. For that, we need to understand DNS server. DNS stands for domain naming server. Okay, whereby all the URLs are mapped like a phone book. What is URL? URL is Uniform Resource Locator. It's just like an address of a website. So DNS maintains all the addresses of the websites. What does the client computer do? Client computer is my computer. When I want to visit a particular website through my computer or through my cell phone, that is said to be a client. What I do is I type www.abc.com. This abc.com is a request which goes to a web server where the URL associated with the website I have typed is mapped, and that information is sent to the client computer. Now let us understand the different components of web. Before learning how to develop, how to design a web page and website, let us understand, let us get cleared some of the important terms. What is a web page? A web page is a simple text file. You understand text file? We create a text file in a notepad or any of the text editor. Notepad is one text editor where you are supposed to type HTML coding. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a language where this language is to be typed in a simple text file, and this text file, which consists of HTML, is called a web page. What is a website? A collection of interlinked web pages. Many such web pages, when they are linked together, then that makes up a website. A collection of interlinked web pages containing text, images, audio and videos. Website is given a name, and we identify a website with a name www.ebalbharti.in. It's an example. www.yahoo.com, www.hotmail.com. So these are the few examples how or what the website names are. But website in itself is a collection of interlinked web pages. Now, what is a web browser? A web browser is a software used to view web pages or websites available on the internet. When you design a web page in a notepad which consists of HTML language, the output of that language, the output of the HTML code, you see it into a web browser, and hence web browser is very much necessary to view the web pages. Web browser is a software. It is a normal application. It is a software which is used to view web pages or websites which are available onto the internet. Different web browsers available today are Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Edge, and there are lot many other web browsers available, but widely used we can say are Google Chrome, Internet Edge, Internet Explorer from Microsoft. Web server, again this is a very important term you should understand. A web server is an application on a computer that sends web page over internet using HTTP protocol. It's an application or a software that sends the web page over the internet. Any computer can become a web server when that application is installed on that computer. What is the job of that application? Is to send the web page over the internet to the client computer. And it sends through what? It sends through HTTP protocol. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The functionality of website is managed by web server. Means how a website should function, how a web page should go to the client computer, what it should do after going onto the client computer, what data it should receive from the client computer. That all is managed by web server. Different examples of web servers are Apache, Niggins, IIS, Internet Information Server from Microsoft. Widely used is IIS for Windows computer, Apache for Unix and Linux computer. URL, Uniform Resource Locator. It is an address of a web page on the internet. It is an address, as I already said before. It is an unique address of a web page onto the internet. No two websites will have a same name and same URL. The web pages are retrieved from the original location with the help of URL. The place where web page or website is saved, from there a web page is retrieved or taken with the help of URL. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is a protocol used by World Wide Web for client server communication. There is a client computer, there is a server computer. Both has to communicate with each other with the help of HTTP protocol. That's why into an address we type http://www.yahoo.com. So HTTP is an hypertext transfer protocol which is used to have a good communication between the client server communication. Next, HTML. It is a language, hypertext markup language. It is a basic language. It is the first language to make a web page. It enables to write code for a web page. HTML itself is a language, a coded language for writing or designing a good web page. All the web pages in a website are linked with one another with the help of hypertext links. Into an HTML, there is something called linking that we will see when we practically move ahead. All the web pages in the websites are linked with one another with the help of hypertext links. Now, what is an HTML? Again, in more detail, let us understand. HTML is a standard language for developing and creating interactive websites. It is a standard language, first language, basic language, you can say, for developing and creating interactive website. Interactive means we communicate. I click onto it and something happens. I click onto it and something happens. So that makes an interaction. So you interact with a website. It is a language which was introduced by a programmer named Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee. HTML documents are created in any text editor. Text editor, you can use any text editor. The first basic text editor what we have onto Windows computer is a notepad. Hence we use notepad. Otherwise, there's an edit as a text editor, there's an edit 2 as a text editor. There are many text editors available into the market. You can just download from the internet and use it. Microsoft Word is not a text editor. Microsoft Word is rich text editor, and we are not using RTFs. Rich text formatting editors are not to be used. We are to use a simple text editors for writing the HTML documents. After writing the code into a notepad or text editor, that code is to be executed onto the computer that has a web browser. That means output can be seen onto the web browser. HTML is compatible with almost all the web browsers available in the internet world. Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Edge, and many more. There are many web browsers available today which we can simply download and we can use to see the output of the web page or to see the information onto the internet. HTML includes tags. These tags are keywords enclosed within angular brackets. Within angular bracket. Okay, if you see here down, there's an HTML written into an angular bracket. This is opening angular bracket, closing angular bracket. Okay, HTML, and this itself is called an tag, sometimes referred to as an element. So HTML tags are keywords enclosed within angular brackets that define how your web browser must format and display the content. Tags are not case sensitive. Case sensitive means you can write HTML small or you can write HTML capital. Every HTML page is enclosed with two tags, HTML and closing HTML. You see this slash, this is said to be a closing tag. This is said to be an opening tag. Okay, opening tag, closing tag. Okay, every HTML page is enclosed with two tags. Every document of the HTML, if you want to start writing an HTML code, you first have to open HTML and last tag will be closing HTML. Web page, basically when we talk about web browser, has two sections. Okay, they are head section and body section. Head section consists of title of the document, which is enclosed within title tag. So in HTML you have an head section, and within head section you have a title section. An actual text of the body, actual text of the document is written in body. Actual text of the document is written where? Is written into the body section, into the body part. That means for all this we have the tags. Okay, what is attribute? I'll tell you later. Let us understand this slide first. You see there is an basic structure of HTML. So opening tag HTML, which is closed down like this, and this HTML has two sections, a head section and body section. A head section has a tag title. This is opening title tag, this is the closing title tag. Within title tag you can write any content, any text. What is the use of title tag? I'll tell you practically, but this is said to be the basic structure. Now what is this BG color? BG color is termed as an attribute. An attribute defines a property for an element, consists of an attribute or value. What is an attribute? It defines a property for an element. I told you before, a tag is also called an element. So property for an element or property for a tag. An attribute defines a property for an element, consists of an attribute value, and appears within the element's starting tag. Attribute is always to be given in the starting tag and not to the closing tag. Sometimes we need additional information with a tag, and this additional information itself is given with the help of the attribute. Now in this example, additional information to a body tag is the color of the body should be green. So BG color is said to be an attribute, and green is a value given to that attribute. Okay, value to be enclosed into double quotes. Between attribute and value there should be equal to sign. So this is the basic structure of an HTML. Okay, now let us understand the purpose of all these tags and then switch over to the practical part. Now HTML, opening and closing, the starting and closing HTML tag. HTML tag indicates that the document is an HTML file. It is whatever is to be written in between is all the HTML tags, head, body, HR, BR. There are lot many HTML tags. Okay, so first and last tag should always be opening and closing HTML tag. Then in HTML there is a head tag. Head tag includes title tag within it. The text within head is not displayed anywhere onto the web page. This is used for search engine optimization. The use of head tag is for search engine optimization. Searching for the text, searching for the content. Just that's it. You see any application have a menu bar, so that menu bar is an head of that application. Title tag, the content within this tag is displayed onto the title bar of the web browser. Web browser has a title bar, and the content what we write in between the title tag is displayed onto the title bar of the web browser. And body tag includes all the content which is to be developed in the web browser, which is to be seen in the web browser's body section. Most of the tags are included in there are lot many tags to be written in body tag. So we will see all these tags one by one. Okay. There are two categories of HTML tags: container tags and HTML tag. Container tags are called paired tags. They are called paired tag because they have it's a pair of tags, opening and closing. Container tag have a beginning tag, there is opening tag, and the closing tag, end tag. The end tag is similar to the beginning tag but with a slash in front of it. For example, this is an opening head tag and slash head is an closing head tag. Body tag, closing body tag. Another category of HTML tag are empty tags. Empty tags are standalone tags and do not have an end tag. It do not have the ending tags. That is just body. So the closing bodies will not be there. There are such tags. Example, BR tag. BR is an example of a singular tag or empty tag. It's a single tag. There is no closing tag. It's not a paired tag. Pairing is not there. So HTML tags are of two categories: container tag, which have opening and closing tag; empty tags, singular tag, no closing tag. Let us now have a look at text formatting elements. Text formatting elements or tags are used to make a document look attractive, hereby by enhancing its appearance. The text what is to be displayed onto the web browser, if one wants to be more attractive, to be bold, to be stylish, then we format the text, and we format these elements or the text to be displayed onto the web browser with the help of the text formatting tags. They are: B tag is used to display the text in bold, I to display the text in italics, U to display the text with underline, small displays the text in a small size as compared to the surrounding text, sub displays the text as in subscript. Subscript means below the normal text, and sup raised to above the normal text displays the text in a superscript form. Okay, so these are some of the text formatting elements. Insert ins. Anything that appears within ins opening and closing element is displayed as an inserted text, a newly inserted text which was not there before. Similarly, delete. Whatever the existing text is there which is not to be considered now is to be marked as deleted. So we have del tag for that. Then mark tag. Mark tag is to highlight the certain text. HTML mark text element defines marked or highlighted text. Something to be highlighted, we define it in between opening and closing marked text. Heading level tags. HTML provides 6 levels of heading. 6 levels of heading. The range for leveling the heading tags is from 1 to 6. We write it as H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Opening H1 tag and closing H1 tag. Opening H2 tag, closing H2 tag, H3, H4, H5, H6. And these heading tags ranging from 1 to 6 have an attribute called align attribute, and the value to align is left, right and center. Either we write left or right, or we write center. The default alignment is left. Default alignment means if you don't write the align attribute, by default text will be aligned to the left side of the web browser. Align equals center, the text will be aligned into the center of the web browser. Align equals right, text will be aligned to the right of the web browser. Before continuing with the image tag, let us have the practical lookout on the HTML basic tags, formatting tags and heading tag. To start practically, I already explained you before, you type the HTML code into a notepad. I already started a notepad onto the screen, and this is a place where you are supposed to type the HTML document. Now to start with the basic structure of HTML, I type HTML tag, opening tag, below I type HTML closing tag with slash. In HTML tag, you have two sections as explained before. They are head opening head and closing head, and body. Within head tag you have title tag. This is said to be the basic structure of HTML. Along with this, the first line should always be something like this. This indicates you tell your web browser this is an HTML5. HTML5 is the latest version for designing the website supported by almost all the web browsers. HTML4, some of the tags which are outdated, not to be used, not supported by the web browsers are eliminated, and hence there is an HTML5. So to tell web browser that this HTML document is an HTML5, the first statement of your HTML page or onto a notepad should be angular bracket, exclamation mark, doc type HTML and close angular bracket. Then HTML basic tags. I saved this file into the desired folder. I've already created a folder onto a desktop named HTML, and into this folder I give a name to this HTML document as my web page. Extension should be .htm or .html. You see over here, if you don't give extension, by default Notepad gives an extension as txt, which will not be seen, or the output cannot be seen onto the web browser. Hence we have to take care a extension should be .htm or .html. I save this file, I minimize this notepad. You see there is a folder. In this folder where I have saved the file, I opened it, and here you see my file. You see an icon given to my file is of Internet Edge, because the default web browser on my computer is Internet Edge. If default web browser on your computer was Google Chrome, instead of this icon you will see a Google Chrome icon. So it depends upon a web browser to web browser which web browser is the default web browser onto your computer. To see an output of the code what I have written just now, I right click onto the file which I have saved. I go to open with, and here you see I have Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, different web browsers. Into any of the web browser I can open and see the output. Right now I am opening it into Google Chrome. So I click onto Google Chrome. This is how an output is seen in a web browser. Right now I have not added any of the text, so it is not displaying nothing. Here you can notice my web page.htm. This page is open into Google Chrome. There is no title text and there is no body text. Now I add some of the title and body text. We'll save that notepad file, and then we'll see how the output is. Here is our notepad. I add a title tag, my first web page. Into a body tag, I type a web page designed with HTML. I save this, and we'll have a look into Google Chrome. How does it look? I opened Google Chrome, I reloaded this page. You'll notice over here a web page designed with HTML which was written in a body tag is displayed here. My first web page which was written into a title tag is displayed here. Let us see the attribute. How does the attribute work? Let me add a BG color attribute to a body tag. I give a background color. BG color stands for background color, and a value I give to background color is CYAN. CYAN. So BG color, an attribute equal to a value is CAN, and the attribute and a value in between we have equal to sign. Value is enclosed into double quotes. So this is how we give an attribute to an body tag or body element. Let us see an output whether we get a background color. I save this notepad. I open my web page into Google Chrome. I reload it. See, the background is changed to tan color. This is how the HTML page is designed. Now let us have a look at the heading level tags. To type the heading level tags, I switch over to the notepad. In notepad, into the next line, I type H1 tag, and in H1 tag, I write hello world. I repeat this by copying it 6 times because there are 6 H1 tags. I write H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. I save this, open it into web browser Google Chrome. I reload it. You see hello world, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 into the different sizes. H1 being the largest size and H6 being the smallest size. This is how the heading level tags do work for displaying the different levels or sizes of the text onto the web browser. Let us now look at an attribute align of the heading level tags. I give an align attribute equals center for H2 and align attribute as right to H3. And now let us look what is an output. You see, this was the default. These are the default where I have not written any align attribute. They are left aligned, center aligned, the right aligned. So different alignments respective to the web browser screen. So this is to the center of the web browser screen. This is to the right of the web browser screen. So align attribute of heading level tags. You can write align attribute to either H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Now let us continue with the formatting tags. B tag, U tag, underline, I tag for italics, small, I close small here so that we come to know the difference between the text of hello and world. Sub tag, I close sub over here. Sub, and I close sub here. All the text I want to display in a different line, so I add a BR tag over here. Point to be noted over here, कि BR tag do not have a closing tag. Hence, the tag which do not have a closing tag, or the tag which are singular tag or empty tags, are to be written in this manner. So the text I want to display into the different line, so I add a BR after every content so that it will be displayed in the new line. I save it, and let us now see the output. You'll notice over here that this hello world is in bold, this is underlined, this is into italic. This hello was small as compared to this. Here you will notice it is raised. This line, this hello is raised, and in this line this hello is lowered, that is subscript. This is subscript, superscript, small, italic, bold, underlined and bold. Let me use mark tag, a web page designed. This part I include in a mark tag. See over here, mark web page design and closing mark. The web page design will be highlighted text. I save this and I see the output into the web browser. You see, this is an highlighted text. This is all for today as a part 1 of impressive web design. Tomorrow we'll continue with few more tags, and that will be our part 2 of impressive web design. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.